A live situation going on here. Oh, I am Mysterious Miraculi. Love you so much. Let me turn my music down a little bit. Okay, beautiful. Welcome, all of you beloveds. I see Elizabeth Rose is watching, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of other beloveds coming in. And this is a very significant energy in that I'm going to do a mass Reiki transmission. This Reiki transmission will be for the purpose of personal and planetary healing. And also it's about recognizing the amazing resonance of healing vibration that we all have available to us. So I was momentarily detained before actually getting to this live. I had to go empty my bladder, and lo and behold, I saw that there was a fly that had got caught in the commode there, trying to swim up out of the water. And so I'm thinking, oh well, maybe I'll just flush the toilet and let this one just go on to the other side. And Spirit said, well, Astarius, you can take a moment and free that little one. Take this little cup, free him up, take him outside, and let him do what they can do, he or she, to facilitate the rest of the survival. So I did a mission of mercy. I rescued a fly out of the toilet bowl. And it feels really wonderful, because that which we do unto the drop is also that which we do onto the ocean. So I'm grateful that I had the presence of mind and heart to take a moment and rescue that little expression of life. And so the couple minutes late that it was because I was rescuing a little life force named the part of us who is fly. Oh my God, but even little things like that really count in a very wonderful way. So before I actually get into the transmission and also just setting it up, what we're actually going to be doing, because this is something that is enormously powerful. And so I want to start with a prayer, inviting in our divine creator. Testing, 1, 2, 3, here we be. Okay, good. Inviting in our creator, divine creator. We call you forth in your infinite light, in your glory, in your magnitude, in your peace and your love, in all that you represent that exists in the inner sanctum of our being. We step forward to own this blessedness that you've bestowed upon us, to be in the absolute ownership of this divinity, so that we are not renting with option to buy, but truly owning this resonance of divinity that you have placed within us. Divine Creator, we come forward to activate the resonance of the oneness of the wholeness of Reiki healing energy. In the recognition of the definition of Reiki, which means universal life energy, that there is no spot where that energy is not, that the frequency of Reiki healing force in its greatest exaltation is co-eternal with God Almighty. And just as when it comes to the Creator, there is no spot where God is not. And so there is no spot where healing energy is not. And so, God, we call you forth to be the sacred wake-up call for us, to up-level our awareness, that we are meant to be empowered by everything, that this virus is meant to be servant unto our expansion and definitely not master over us. Let us feel that resonant connection, Divine Creator, with that mastery that exists within us. We open to allow, receive, manifest, and live the divinity that is in the inner sanctum of our being. We come home to our absoluteness, and we see what is needed, that our prayer will be heeded. We see it as though we've already succeeded. We have faith in advance, and good will not be left to chance. For if faith be post-dated, then our blessings are belated. When our good we detain, the whole world bears the strain. So we invoke the spirit of fire, purge the enemy of our desire, and we make the wise decision to maximize our vision. And so we're working with the vibration of healing today, beloveds. And to remind you, remind me, remind all of us that we are the divine resonance of healing absolute. All of the healing that is, was, or ever will be exists already in the inner sanctum of our being. Again, Reiki means universal life energy. There is no spot where that energy is not. And so, in this transmission, it is for the purpose of the individual healing. Oh, Yusuf, love you. Individual healing and planetary healing. So I'm asking you to be my co-pilots and to feel the infinite magnitude of healing power that we all have, that we all hold. That we are descendants of God, Goddess Absolute. And so we carry the microcosmic resonance of the healing power of divinity itself. So one of the things that I'll be doing, there'll be several different healing vibrations that will be offered. In a moment, the first one will be a distant Reiki healing. And I'll be sending simultaneously a Reiki healing to every person present here, not only those that are present in the live, but those who are going to see it after the fact, sending it to them as well. Every time is now. And we also invite in the presence of all those who will watch after the fact. We bring them into this now moment because by virtue of God's blessing and gift to us, we are that powerful. One of the things, I've been on my spiritual path now for, oh my God, it's been 47 years, passionately, and in a very committed way. And when I first stepped onto my spiritual path, there was something that was revealed to me, that I had the capacity to transmit healing energy and balancing energy over great distances. You know, someone could be a couple thousand miles away, and I could transmit energy that would instantly be activated. Now, I've done this primarily with my clients one-on-one, and on very few occasions when I've been doing a live talk, I've done it. But I was getting the download from Spirit, from God, Goddess Absolute, that because of the nature of the times that we're in and the nature of this world initiation that we're in, that it's important for me to start sharing this on a more massive level. And so I'm going to share with you, and you're going to feel it in your body. This is a very powerful frequency. Also, I want to make sure we get rid of those little bell announcements. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, yeah, so you'll feel this in your body, and it's going to feel amazing. And I make you that promise, not from the exclusivity of Astarius Miraculi, the individual, but rather from the all-inclusiveness of the divine that I am, and that this individual being, Astarius Miraculi, is the meeting place for the infinite divinity that I am, and that's true for you as well. So, again, Reiki means universal life energy. There's no spot where that energy is not. And in second level Reiki, there is a healing art where energy is sent forward in time, backward in time, and across space. You know, so that means, well, in this particular case, I'm going to send the energy to all of you that are tuned in, all of those who will tune in later, as well as to our planet at large, and to anywhere and anywhen in the universe that requires the resonance of this transformational frequency that is being sent forth. As we move into this energy, I want you to be aware that it's bigger than the individual presences of me, or you, or any of us. That there is a oneness of wholeness of being in participation of this transmission. And some of you are extremely strong in the healing ways, and I want you to really do everything that you can do to help this vibration along, because many of you know the power of being able to transmit healing energies over great distances. And many of you know that we don't necessarily have to be in physical proximity in order to effect healing and transformation. So I want you to help me out in that respect. And any of you that might be tuning in who I've worked with on an individual level and you've experienced personally these transmissions, you know, then just put a little comment in there. Sometimes that helps others, you know, that may not be as strong in faith. But we know that the greater majority of us, being light workers, having done this work for a while, are really quite strong in our faith. And so we're going to really bring forth this resonance. So when I'm transmitting the Reiki energy, first thing I'll do is I'll invoke Shokure, Seiheki, and Hanshaze Shonin. And then I'll start to send. When I begin to send the energy, I will not be speaking a lot of words. Here or there, I may be speaking some words. I'm going to bring the music up a little bit. And this transmission is going to be approximately 6 minutes long. So when you're in the mode of receiving this, You might want to have your eyes closed, or you can have your eyes open. If your eyes are open, then focus upon the frequency that you witness stirring within my being. Okay, because you'll be able to see, in the subtle animation of what's going on in my facial expressions, the energy that is at work. And then after we complete, we'll get some testimonies, where, you can put in the chat, what your experience was. But first, let's actually have the experience. So let me bring the music up just a little bit here. First, we'll go to the beginning of there and then bring it up some. Okay, here we go. Chokure, chokure, chokure. Seheki, seheki, seheki. Honshaze shonin, honshaze shonin, honshaze shonin. Daikomyo, daikomyo, daikomyo. Allow yourself to be in the most receptive space that you can be in. The transmission has now begun. Beloved God, Goddess, Absolute, we send forth this Reiki transmission, this distant, remote Reiki healing transmission to activate healing and wholeness within every individual beloved who is receiving this, as well as our entire world. This is for personal and planetary healing. Take the deepest, fullest breaths you can take, beloveds. Every deep breath is a prayer for life. And when you feel this energy light up within your being, just write in the chat, resonating, as an affirmation that you've made the connection. It also helps to quicken the faith of others that may not be as strong in this kind of work. As this energy is being transmitted, there is a cellular remembering of who you are, what you're for, where you're from, that you're divine. An awakening and an up-leveling, oh my God, of the divinity within your being. Thank you for the resonating confirmations, beloveds. That helps others to know. This energy activating the crown chakra, the brow chakra, the throat chakra, the medulla oblongata, empowering you to walk your talk, speak your truth, be in your emotional honesty. Remember who you are, where you're from, microcosm of divinity. Thank you, Divine Creator. Deep, full, elongated breaths. Energy now moving into the heart chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. As the Reiki energy is transmitted into the heart, there's a knowingness that your heart is the heart of God. Your heart is the heart of Goddess, the heart of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Buddha, Christ, Krishna, Allah, Yahweh, Wakantanka. Your heart is the heart that has loved unconditionally from beginningless beginning to endless end, as you remember who you are in the infinite resonance of the frequency of love. The infinite resonance of the frequency of love having its way with you, having its way with me, having its way with us all. The infinite resonance of the frequency of love having its way with the manifestation of healing and wholeness for our planet. Every being upon our planet remembering who we are, what we're for, where we're from, and that we are divine. We remember, and we're walking on wings, receiving the activation of the solar plexus, that resonance that relates to our emotional body, as we receive the transmission that facilitates a sense of safety in our emotionality, safety in our feeling nature. As we receive this transmission, we are aligned with the mastery of feeling with our mind and thinking with our heart. Feeling with our minds and thinking with our hearts. And receive this energy now into the sacral chakra, that place of creation and sexuality, as we intend an energetic retrieval of all of the misuse and abuse associated with sexual energy. And we recognize the innate purity of that energy, which has been the means by which we've all earned our incarnation. And so we come back into divine alignment with that energy to facilitate our being powerful creators. We exonerate and recognize the innocence of the energy of sexuality. And in doing so, we up-level in our capacity to create For the same energy that makes babies is the same energy that gives vitality to the body, heals the body, and creates any and everything on every level. And so we honor this benevolent energy, and we know that no matter how much misuse there is of that energy, the misuse can never define it. It is sacred. It is pure. And by virtue of this transmission, every cell within all of our beings recognizes the benevolence of this energy. And we come back home to ourselves. And we take back any energy ever falsely taken from us. On behalf of any being that ever hurt you or harmed you relative to that energy, I, as representative of every being, sacredly apologize to you, beloved. Give back to you any energy ever falsely taken from you by any man, woman, being, or thing in any lifetime, and holding sacred space for you to take back any energy that you ever falsely gave away to any man, woman, being, or thing in any lifetime. Calling back all of your fragments and all of my fragments for your wholeness, your ascension, and passionate expression of forgiveness. Now we send the transmission of this energy into the root, the foundation of our life, the root chakra, that place of our methodology, our systemization, our timing, our structure, our foundations. As we recognize the structural aspect of our earth collapsing right now as a result of this virus crisis. But we are in the divine knowingness that there will be a rebuilding. And so we allow ourselves to be in the appreciation of the new paradigm that we will rebuild. But we don't wait for the rebuilding of it. We are in the pre-memoration of appreciation of the new paradigm, even before its manifestation. We pre-memorate the healing solution in our world. We feel it now, we accept it now. And then the energies now transmitted to that which is behind us, to heal any pain, any worry, any fear relative to the unknown. We send healing streams of energy into the resonance of the unknown. We recognize that which is necessary. That which is necessary shall be. There is no escape from the fulfillment of necessity. To make a vain attempt will find one in a spider web of cyclicity. Around and around a constant revolution, not learning the lesson or receiving the message that would afford one a divine solution. But as for every experience, yours or mine, we are the creators of necessity in thought and word and deed. You see, never an element of chance, not for you or for me, because we project the causes, the effects become necessary. We create action, circumstance, and destiny. And now we know exactly what to expect through the universal law of cause and effect. But during the times when something negative would happen to us, our burden seemed so heavy and oh, how unjust. We cursed and cried, how could this happen to us? But the seeming negative thing was a lesson and a message too, that could be highly beneficial to me and to you. The lesson and the message were like a door marked pull. But our head was so hard and we were as stubborn as a bull, for there we were pushing on a door marked pull. What are we doing? No wonder all the strife. Let us pass through the door of experience and it will serve us in life. So we open up the door, we stand tall and we face it. Our cup is somewhat bitter, but we receptively embrace it. It's a very wise decision, for we cannot escape it. Yes, this effect was reaped from a cause we did sow. And now is simply the time to pay the debt that we owe. So with calm assurance, we now walk through the door. to be tormented by this experience no more. For the lesson we have learned and the message we did hear it. Oh, how it expanded our mind and quickened our spirit. Yes, that circumstance was no element of chance. We were only receiving our own, and that's why we embraced it. Behold the things of greater brilliance on the other side of the door that now dutifully and gracefully fulfill and replace it. To think we foolishly thought it was a disadvantage, what a blessing to realize that every seeming negative thing must always have an equal positive advantage. And now that all negative thoughts have been divinely released, our countenance is filled with that heavenly peace, a peace firm in the supreme spirit of eternal standing. I mean that unshakable peace that passeth understanding. And now whatever our fate, let us not be disturbed. It did not happen to hurt us, but to humbly serve. Despite the seeming pain and apparent distress, all situations are to uplift our consciousness. And now we deny the influence of anything distressing, for there is a lesson that is teaching and a message wisely expressing to please study us closely, for we are really a blessing. And now the knowledge has been bestowed upon you and upon me that whatever comes into being is born of necessity. No more will we be caught in the web of cyclicity. We're now empowered by the dance of cause and effect, the universal law of necessity. And now, beloveds, place your palms down on your lap to just take a moment and assimilate the afterglow of this Reiki healing transmission. Just breathe into it and feel the activation that's been presented, and receive that activation on behalf of yourself as well as on behalf of the whole world and the universe ad infinitum. While we're in this joy of connectedness and centeredness, let every cell within your being celebrate the manifestation of the solution to the virus crisis. Feel a transmission of a counterpart of this energy onto all of our world scientists who are tirelessly working towards a cure, towards an antidote, towards a solution. And we as light workers are the affirmation of the fact that the solution is already there. We pre-memorate the appreciation of the solution to this situation, allowing it to come into manifestation through the minds and the hearts and the efforts of our scientists. Passionately, beloved, passionately and powerfully send this frequency of afterglow to our scientists. Send this frequency of afterglow to all of our medical caregivers for their stamina, their strength, their being elevated into courage and not being afraid of being contaminated. Feel the joy of this moment. And now, I'm going to offer some frequency of the Didgeridoo. We're going to up-level it even that much more. And so as you bask in the resonance of your afterglow, and I send forth the energy of the Didgeridoo, then keep breathing into that, receiving on behalf of yourself and on behalf of the whole world. Oh, I love you so much. I thank you so much for being present with me, and I thank you for being the catalyst for me to experience my vulnerability and my sacred tears. It's such an honor that when it was naturally happening, to cry those tears before all of my beloveds and know that there was no weakness in that. In fact, it was an expression of strength because I was being true to the reality of that moment. And may we all learn to honor our tears in that way. I'm so grateful that I found my way to that because I wasn't always there. I used to try to push all of that down, but now I own it. So let me get this didgeridoo. This didgeridoo that I'm going to play, this one is called Mama Goddess. And so we're going to allow Mama Goddess to bless us. And here she is. She's powerful. Also, you can see inside of Mama Goddess, she's got some strong crystal energy in there. So here we go. Oh my God, it was good for me. Oh, yes. Yeah, Mama. Good, good, good. Thank you for receiving that transmission. So amazingly wonderful. And here, let's see. We got another energy. We want to bring in a little deep space love here. But we got to just get the ducks in the row. Go back to deep space. That's what we want. We want deep space love. Deep space love. And then there's one other transmission that I have for you in just a little bit. I'm going to give you a wand transmission as well, but I'd like to just give some space for being able to get some, just some sharing. Like for you to share in the text or in the chat, that is, some of the experiences that you've had. I'd love to know a little bit of what you felt in what we've done. And then also to remind you to be in the awareness of the eternal nature. Oh, Sarah says, my heart chakra is more calmer now. That's wonderful. And Sarah, you are absolutely worthy of and welcome to all of the calmness that is, was, or ever will be, that could ever come into the inner sanctum of your heart. And Caden, what does Caden say? Hold on a second. This was pure energy and pure frequency. I could feel everything throughout my whole body. Thank you for feeling that, because you felt that on my behalf too. See, I was quickened by that by extension, as was the whole world. See, the amazing thing about this, beloveds, is that we just shared in something that caused the whole universe to become weak in the knees. I say the universe was quickened by virtue of what we have shared. And that's really an amazing thing. Oh my God, the wand. Okay, you're going to get some amazing wand energy, because when I work with you in a minute, we're not going to do it just yet. We're going to have a little chatting first. And even if there's some questions that come through, then you can. But I'm going to just give you a sneak preview. When we get to the wand work, I'm going to be working with 4 of my personal wands. So these are the wands here, and then I'll just show you individually. You're going to be working with this one here. And then my most recent one that I made for myself is this one here. I'm going to be working with, let's find, yeah, there we go, like that. And then we're going to be working with another one of my personal wands, and that's this one here. And we're going to be working with this one here. And so they're very, very powerful frequencies, and I'm excited to share with you what I'm going to share with you in a little bit with regards to the wand work, because it's really powerful. And I'm sharing it with you for 2 reasons. One, that you could experience what it is that I transmit when I work with them. Many of you have seen me in videos where I'm dancing with the wands and I'm moving them through, but this time you're going to have the experience of me wielding the wands in your energy field. So there's, even though I'll be wielding from here within my temple room, you will feel that wielding frequency within your own body. I'll be wielding the vortex. The vortex is the womb of creation that exists within us. Oh, somebody said, Nova says, oh, that didge made me dizzy, but good dizzy. We call that sacredly drunk. That's what we call it. I'm sacredly drunk myself right now, and it's wonderful. And so I want you to really be in celebration of this amazing thing that we can do when we come together, because we are truly being up-leveled in our power. Not in spite of the virus crisis, but because of it, because we are empowered by everything. Okay, Satina, I just got on your channel and it felt like a party. Good vibes. It is a party, sister. Oh my God, we're having so much fun. If the universe knew how much fun we're having, it'd be dancing all around. Oh, yee. Hey, let's see. Okay, I felt unconditional love. Me too, sister. You know, Sister Priya. Okay, and bliss, love, and smiles. Even more an up level from earlier in the day. Yeah, we did a one-on-one session. Yeah, I'm sure. So that was like multiplying that even more so. And of course, the session that you had earlier was part of the catalyst that catapulted me into the intention of doing this, because I didn't really know I was going to do it. But then after your session, the guidance was, just wow, and you might even, since you're talking about your sessions, you might want to say a little bit what that was like for you. Tell the beloveds what that felt like for you, Priya, if you feel like it. Okay. I was, and it's, let's see, I was in the moment and just happened upon this frequency and realized that I am on time, in time, regardless of my current experience. Yes, you are. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we're getting close to this wand transmission. We're going to have some other questions afterwards, as well. But I'm going to go ahead and give you the experience of the wand. Now, for the most part, I won't necessarily be saying a lot. Here and there, I might say a little something. But this is going to be mostly for the activation of your auric field and balancing of your chakras. Okay, let me just get everything in place here. And I think this will pull this out of here, make space for myself. So you want to take the deepest, fullest breaths that you can take, focusing upon your personal prayers and focusing upon the prayers that you hold in intention for the whole universe. Breathe it in. Feel the balancing of your chakras. We spin the crown, the Mount of Transfiguration, and we open that frequency. And then the first eye. Thank you, beloved Creator. God, Goddess, and beloved angels, for facilitating this wand transmission, this wielding of the vortex of creation, the vortex which represents the womb of creation, the womb of our souls, out of which infinite possibilities spring into manifestation. Oh God, thank you for the sense of wholeness and wellness and safety and immunity that is felt by all of us beloveds. Thank you, Divine Creator, for allowing us to walk in the reality that we are one vibration, that we are the resonance of the oneness of the wholeness. And it takes the whole universe to make up who and what we really are. Thank you, Divine Creator, for giving us the presence of mind and heart to come home to ourselves. Thank you for giving us the presence of mind and heart to remember that we are divine, that we are all powerful, that we are all knowing, that we are all wise. Even when we stumble in human forgetfulness and are out of touch with that, thank you for giving us the presence of mind and heart to understand that there is a greater expanse of our beingness that is in the eternal remembrance of that which we are. Thank you for letting us come home to ourselves, for remembering to come home to ourselves, to be in the peace, to be in the love, to be in the power, to be in the joy. We are so grateful. Oh my Goddess, we are so grateful. We are so divine. We are so at home in this love, and at home in this light, at home in this peace, at home in this divine joy. Oh my God, everything is wonderful. Everything is beautiful. Everything is divine. So you beloveds, oh, I thank you so much for sharing with me. I love you so much. I believe in you. I know with all that I am that you are the epitome of divine power, divine love, divine wisdom, divine bliss. Thank you for being in your Blistafari and your Juistafari. For indeed we are so justified and blistified even now. We will get to the other side of this virus crisis, and we'll be even stronger, more empowered, more enriched, more loving, more divine, more every wonderful thing. We are in the multiplication of wonderfulness. We are truly remembering. And our power is in the reality of the one beingness that we are. So there's only one life in which we all share, and only one love through which we all care. Only one being in all that we're seeing, a slumbering giant, is what we are freeing. When one is at peace, what a mighty release, a breath unto life that all may increase. Anyone's joy is everyone's right, the wise one's wisdom is the blind one's sight. As there is only me in all that I see, the joining of life is what makes me free. And those who achieve in abundance receive is that part of me in whom I believe. When I am a winner, I honor all life. When I am a loser, all life shares my strife. Before life on this earth and my physical birth, I danced with the angels and knew my true worth. Yet all that I was, I really still am. The God out of heaven, an innocent lamb. If I want to know who I truly be, seek all that there is, and I will find me. And that was a selection from my book, Miraculi, Song of Ascension. In fact, all of the poems you hear me reciting are selections from my book, Miraculi, Song of Ascension. I also invite you to be in your generosity. If it is within your means, I have a donation button on my website. My website is astarius.com. ASTARIUS.com. I know many of us are a little bit struggling here and there financially, and so if it's not within your means, not to worry. But if it is within your means, then play within the field of win-win and assist me in continuing to do what it is that I am doing. And I have 22 music albums and 2 books available via my website. So the donation button is on my website, or if you go straight to PayPal, then the email for my PayPal account is astarius@astarius.com. So I am so grateful for you and so proud of you and so proud of us, because oh my God, we are really being catapulted to the next level as a result of this world initiation that we are in. Ho Ashe, Amen, Namaste. Ho Tepin Lakesh, Alakin Shalom, Satnam, Hariom Rastafari. Our sacred juices are cooked and infinitely expanding Juicetafari, Blistafari. We will always have many miles on our smile, a wiggle in our giggle, tingling in our boots, and laughter ever after, putting our strut, wings on our butt, because we're always rising up, and up at the top, there's room for all. It's just the bottom that's crowded, y'all. And so it is, and so it shall eternally be. Ow!